Along the 1300 block of North Carey Street is where a violence interrupter, now identified as Melvin Rich from the Sandtown Safe Streets site, was shot last month. Dispatch audio indicating his injuries were severe from the start.
1300 North Carey for the shot spotter.
Rich falling victim to the same violence Safe Streets workers are supposed to prevent. We obtained this email sent by someone from Catholic Charities, which operates the Sandtown Safe Streets site, telling others the tragic news. The Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement, or MONSE, says the violence interrupter was shot while he was off duty. The only information the Baltimore Police Department is offering the public is the suspect has been described as a black male. According to Catholic Charities, Rich started working for Safe Streets earlier this year.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Tuesday, during an unrelated event, we questioned Mayor Brandon Scott about the latest Safe Streets worker to get shot and killed.
Do you have any reason to believe that his connection to the Safe Streets program has anything to do with what happened?
So, Mackenzie, you and I have talked about this before. First and foremost, our first thing we have to do is give our condolences to Mr. Rich's family and his friends and his co-workers and people who live in that community who are traumatized by someone losing their life to violence. As we go through the investigation, like we do everything, our detectives will make the determination about how this happened, when it happened, why it happened, and go after the people who did it. It does not matter to me, nor should it matter to anyone, why someone was shot and killed on the streets of Baltimore City. What matters is that someone cowardlessly took someone else's life for no reason.
Rich's death coming after a former Safe Streets worker was shot and killed in July. Brandon Tucker once worked for the Penn North Safe Street site just around the corner from the Sandtown location. Tucker was shot and killed on the same street as the current violence interrupter, but a few blocks away. Catholic Charities manages both the Sandtown and Penn North Safe Streets sites. Catholic Charities tells Fox 45 News Tucker worked for Safe Streets from April 1st through mid-May of this year, but it's unclear why Tucker's work history is so short.
Is the city changing any policies when it comes to Safe Streets workers, given everything that we have seen unfold this summer?
Again, when policy changes are unnecessary, we'll change it.
But is that happening now?
We have changed many policies, but when you're talking about people that are putting their lives at risk, Mackenzie, we're going to continue to support them and ask that everyone do that because they are literally risking their lives to save lives. And there was a time, Mackenzie, when every day you would ask me, when are you guys going to meet that 15% goal? I just wish we lived in a world where when we have a 30% reduction that led the news every night.
But that wasn't the question. That was about the policies.
The policies will change when they need to be changed. Someone lost their life.
Why should the city taxpayers continue to fund this program when there are so many unanswered questions?
Well, I think that what you're just saying is just not true, right? I know that you guys skipped out the fact that we had 3 Safe Street sites that we celebrated going over a year, including 2 in my neighborhood, childhood neighborhood of Park Heights that wouldn't go 2 weeks without shootings, right? We
were there.
We talked about that, right? We know that this has been proven time and time again by data, not emotion, not parroting Republican talking points, not folks who don't understand the disease of gun violence. It's being proven, and that's why we're continuing with it, right? You wouldn't ask me, Mackenzie, well, people in Baltimore are getting shot. Why are you still funding the police department, right? You should treat violence intervention workers and people in the ecosystem of violence intervention and everybody that works to fight crime in Baltimore with the same level of respect.
Mayor Scott continues to try and draw a parallel between BPD and Safe Streets workers, but the public knows officers' names and when they're hired, and the names of Safe Streets employees are usually shielded from the public. I questioned Catholic Charities again to get a better understanding of exactly when Mr. Melvin Rich first was hired as a Safe Streets worker, but as of right now, we're still waiting on answers. In the newsroom, Mackenzie Frost, Fox 45 News.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.